What's up, world? My name is Sarah and welcome back to another episode of whatever it is that we're doing here. He thinks, oh, it's playtime. Now this might be a little silly. We're not allowed to give him, for sure. We do live right next to a lake. You know, you never know in the summer what could happen. And mix it up with his meatball. He sometimes likes and sometimes doesn't. A snuggler through and through. So this is just more convenient when we're in a park and I want him to be able to kind of roam and sniff and enjoy. This is actual real marble, except he loves all the areas. Anyway, that's extremely important. I don't want him to, he's our kid, so he was asking for a toy. Different, unique at the thrift store. He is such an explorer. He loves the bees. There's this little flower. Today's video is all about the love of our life, our 7-month-old puppy, and things I found for him at the thrift store. Now, a lot of these items aren't technically for puppies, but they're gonna work for our puppy. This very first item is definitely not traditionally for a puppy or pet. It's a marble mortar and I got it for 50 cents. This is actual real marble because we often cut up some of the bigger kibble that he likes and mix it up with his meatball. You want one of these? He was asking for a toy. Now, where were we? So instead of cutting the big kibble that he likes, we can use this for not only that, but for a multitude of things. We do have one for ourselves, but I use it for hot spices and flavors that we're not allowed to give him, for sure. So he got his very own marble mortar for his goodies. Next up are a bunch of containers. This first container has a very nice rubbery bottom. It has a tight lid, two containers or two sides in the container, and this lid is deep enough to put water in. So for a picnic, perfect, or if we go and we're visiting family or something and I want to put some treats or goodies in, he has his little own picnic container. Now, I'm not sure if this is for like kids food or whatever, but he's our kid, so perfect. The second container is actually 3 containers. It has the largest one, a medium sized, and a smaller one. They all have a very nice tight lid. They're all really nice bright colors, and this has a ventilation gimmicky thing. So there's this little flower on top, and if you rotate the flower to where the arrow is, there's a tiny hole. So if you pack something that you don't want to get too soggy, I guess you can rotate it. But again, these are going to be great for any of his leftovers or little treats on the go, and they're super cute and practical because I can put them in the one container for storage and stuff. So now that we have a whole bunch of snacks packed with us and we're out on our picnic in a big park, he needs a longer leash. We have a leash that is 5 meters, but this is 10. So this is just more convenient when we're in a park and I want him to be able to kind of roam and sniff and enjoy the weather and just, I don't know. I think these are called training leashes. It's a wider leash. It's relatively light. Now, I know for a bigger dog you would want something that's much heavier than this, but because we have a tiny dog, this is perfect for him. He is such an explorer. He loves the bees, the birds. He'll stop and smell flowers. He's so curious and gentle with nature that I want to allow him to go a little further on his adventures. So this is perfect. Now, speaking of being outside, you need the proper gear and the proper outfits. So I have this waterproof fleece. We have one for the winter, but it has like a thicker, warmer fabric inside. But this one is just for rainy days during the summer to keep him dry. I thought this was adorable with the little reflective palm prints and the reflective trim. This actually has already been on him once and it's comfortable. It looks super cute, and like I said, rainy summer days, you don't want him to get cold or wet, so perfect. Now this might be a little silly, but I had to grab it. It is his very own Baywatch life vest that he may or may not use. Now, we do live right next to a lake, and because Helsinki is surrounded by ocean, we do go down to the water all the time. So this isn't a bad purchase. I still haven't put it on him, so we'll have to see what he thinks about it. But just for safety, not that we are boat people, but you know, you never know in the summer what could happen. Maybe we become boat people because of the life vest. Now, this little bowl, he has a bunch of bowls, and mainly he eats off a licking mat, which he sometimes likes and sometimes doesn't. So when I saw this little bowl with a rubber ring on the bottom, I thought, you know what? Maybe once in a while he might like to eat out of this. As much as he loves his walks in the neighborhood, down by the water, and in the forest areas, he is a snuggler through and through. And we have this one pillow that's extremely soft and really nice. The cover though isn't in its best condition. So when I saw this, it's a really nice cotton, thick, soft knit pillowcase. I'm gonna put this on that pillow so he can have a new area, except he loves all the areas. Anyway, this specific pillow is getting a new pillowcase so he can snuggle up on top of it. Last but not least, a couple of toys, some very important finds because first of all, this little guy is a hand puppet. It's a dog and there are no buttons. That's extremely important. I don't want him to choke on anything, so everything is sewed on. Like I mentioned, it's a hand puppet. Now this all started because I have a dusting mitt that he absolutely loves. Every time I pull it out, he thinks, oh, it's playtime, and he ends up stealing it from me, and that's perfectly fine. So when I saw this, which is similar in the style and the size, I knew this was gonna be a hit. So, and then I found yet again another, everything is sewed on, no buttons, no scary parts. Well, he might be a little scary. Now this is obviously a huge toy compared to him, but it's super light, and because it has these long light limbs, it's easy for him to drag along. He loves to wrestle with this. As soon as we saw this at the thrift store, I showed it to him and I could tell that this was going to be a hit. Great finds. Now, these two do not have names yet, and I would love to hear your suggestions on what we could name these fun characters. So if you do have a suggestion, leave them in the comments below and let's see if we can name these guys. I'm so glad you stuck around to see what I've thrifted for my dog. Some of these items, like a lot of thrifted items, can have a different purpose. So if you find something funky, different, unique at the thrift store, you don't have to use it as the original intention. You can use it for your puppy. Now go ahead, like this video, that always helps me out. And remember to subscribe to the channel so you can find your way back for next week's video. Toodaloo.